All right, coaches, about a year ago, we started 92 Meshgroup. So much has happened this past year that I thought we would talk about what we've done and where we're going. Stay tuned. All right, coaches. Hey, this is your boy, Coach Coltharp, coming back to you again from the 92 Meshgroup channel, your home for the internet on the air raid offense. And today I thought we would talk a little bit about where we're going this year with 92 Meshgroup. We've had a lot of different things happen over the past years, and we'll go through it in a few minutes, but we want to talk about some changes that we're going to be making for the channel and for the group in itself, and how I think it's going to be making it better for coaches' education and for coaches in general. If this is something you're interested in, hey, make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video because I got some prizes for you. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell. Now let's jump into the presentation. Guys, let's talk about what's next for 92 Meshgroup. Man, I've been so excited about where we're going with the group. I've had a bunch of phone calls with some of the guys that we work with all the time, talking about what we're going to do for the Meshgroup, and it's just so exciting. I can't thank you guys enough for the love and support you guys have been giving to the channel and the website and the clinics and the podcast and the coaching courses and stuff like that. I never in my right mind would have thought that we were able to do the things that we've done this past year with 92 Meshgroup. So what's next? What are we going to do? What are kind of our plans? Let's talk about it. So in this past year, we got a lot of things. I mean, we're at 3,500 subs almost on the YouTube channel. That is ridiculous. There is no way last May 15th, when we started this channel and put our first video up talking about quick screens, did I think that we'd have 3,500 subs and do 20,000 views a month. It's just crazy. I can't thank you guys enough. Hopefully our content is stuff that you like. We've tried to stay as dedicated to just air raid content as possible. And if you guys want to talk about some different types of football, I mean, a lot of us have coached a lot of different things. Let me know in the comments down below. I'll talk to you about anything. I was a power O guy before, but I want to stay true to what 92 Meshgroup has been. That's been air raid offense, and we really love the fact that 3,500 of you guys have clicked that bell and hit the subscribe button. And if you're not a subscriber and you're watching this video, we're trying to get to 10,000, so we really appreciate it if you've done that. We started a podcast, and we had about 16, 17 episodes on the podcast. That's been really fun to do, but that's really, really labor intensive. We'll talk more about that as we move on. And of course, the total air raid system. We started the total air raid system last May, put it up we had it on our own website for a long time, and then we realized that, it just wasn't conducive to us keeping all of that stuff together. And then we partnered with CoachTube and put it over there. And those guys at CoachTube have been really great about helping us with total air raid system. And that thing has had so many different amalgamations and stuff. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as we move forward. Hey, and remember, stay tuned to the end of the video because I got some nice stuff for you guys. I know we're just kind of chit-chatting today. Some of you guys want to click, but I'm telling you, it'll be worth it. So stay tuned to the end. We've done hats, t-shirts, a couple of clinics. I mean, I'm so devastated. We've had to cancel, Air Raid Nation, man. I was so excited about that. So many guys were coming from across the country. I was really excited to want to sit down with so many of you guys that I talked to on Twitter and Facebook and other places who were coming and just disappointed. And, it just hurt my heart to have to cancel that clinic. But, it's just not the way things are right now. We're under a lockdown still, as many of you guys are. And I'm not sure by May 8th, that'll be lifted, and some of your states are not letting travel and things like that. So it's just crazy. But I hate that we had to do that. But we did do the air raid intensive last December, and that went really well. Of course, the hats and t-shirts and stuff that you guys have been buying and asking about, and that was really cool too. Got a chance to present at several clinics. We did several online clinics. I got a chance to do football summit last week, which was really cool with Coach Keith Kabrowski. Been on several podcasts because of the 92 Meshgroup, man. It's just been ridiculous. Run the power. Got a chance to go to AFCA and meet a lot of you guys out there in Nashville, and just really excited about those kind of things. Made hundreds of friends through 92 Meshgroup. I can't thank you guys enough for the kind messages that you've sent me this last week about how everybody was disappointed about Air Raid Nation, and they really appreciated all the time and effort that we put into trying to do that. So really appreciate that. So our first year's been really, really great. And hey, believe it or not, man, we've gave away a lot of stuff. People don't know this. I mean, I've given away systems. I've given away t-shirts, stickers, just free courses, all kind of things. We try to give away stuff. We had a monthly charity donation in 2019 where we gave away money to UNICEF. We gave away money to all kind of different people. So we're doing a lot of things. We're not just taking, we're giving and giving and giving and giving. And that's always going to be the model as long as I'm running the Meshgroup. And then we're growing our Facebook and Twitter platform. Right now we got over 1,000 members in Air Raid Nation. If you haven't joined that, go over look at facebook.com/groups, Air Raid Nation. Join in over there. That's going to be, from this point forward, that's going to be like the old Google Classroom, where we're going to start putting diagrams up, asking questions over there, trying to get some discourse going on. And then, of course, Twitter, we're up to almost, 4,000 followers or something like that on Twitter. Man, I don't really look at the followers. I just talk and chat with people. So what's the future for 92? What are we going to do? So here's what we're thinking about, talking with Shane and Chris and Coach Salas and those guys that work with us a lot. What are we looking at? YouTube. YouTube is always going to be our primary focus. Our job is to put stuff out there, short videos, thought-provoking videos, hopefully to get you thinking about stuff, getting you asking questions. YouTube is always going to be the number one priority for 92 Meshgroup. So, we're going to do that. We're going to drop the podcast. I just didn't feel like the podcast, it's not that it wasn't, people weren't listening to it, but I didn't have enough long material. I'm a fast talker, as a lot of you guys know, and to sit here and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk as we get into the summer and as we get into football season, I just didn't think the podcast was going to be something that was conducive to the time and effort that it takes. So if we do a long video, we'll still put it up on YouTube and stuff like that. But I just don't think the podcast is going to be around for a while, Squadron 53.3 podcast. But I will be doing podcasts. I'm supposed to be doing coach and coordinator, hopefully at the end of the month. Really excited about that with Coach Grabowski. Still be doing some podcasts with Pro Style Spread and Jason Honstead and some of those guys. But I don't think we're going to do a podcast for right now. We'll revisit that, as the summer moves on and we figure out what's going on. But right now, no more podcasts. Our consultant clinic series has gone crazy, man. This has just been something that everybody's been doing online clinics. Really excited about them. I've done several free online clinics. I know I did Football Summit last week. I've done 2 of them with my buddy Granddaddy, Coach G32 on Twitter. A lot of people don't know the high school that he works at is where both of my daughters graduated from. So he actually lives right here in town with me. But I've done a couple of his clinics. So I'm really excited about doing those clinics, and I don't mind doing those kind of clinics. But our consulting private clinic process is a little different, because not only are we giving videos and stuff like that, but we have real-time question and answer series in there. And last night, if you missed CNAP do the quick game series, man, that was an awesome clinic. There was 30 guys in there. Guys were chatting and we were having a discourse. It was like we were sitting in a room, and then once the presentation is over, we all hang out for 20 or 30 or 40 minutes. I think last night we were in there for almost 2 hours. And questions get asked about a lot of different things. Hey coach, what about your blitz pickup period in practice? So we pulled up the practice schedule and talked about practice, and or what do you do on your run game, and how do you check run game? What do you decide? So then we talked about that, and it's all different guys, and it's not just me doing all the talking. There's all the coaches in there are sharing different ideas and stuff like that. But it's a nice thing, and because it's small, it's a deal where we all can turn the microphones on and have a chit chat. Which when you get in some of these larger ones, which are really beneficial, but it's still a lot bigger room. And like I say, it's like when you go to college and you had 300 people in biology, and you had a question and there wasn't no way you were gonna get that answered. So our private consultant series is going to remain. And we'll try to do one a month through in the off season. And before I move on, let me announce this right now. April 23rd, Coach Dular is going to be developing an air raid quarterback. A lot of people don't know he had a 4-star quarterback this past 2 or 3 years down in South Carolina. Mason Garcia, he just committed and is signed with East Carolina University. Great kid. So Shane is going to come in and talk to people about the process of developing Mason from a freshman all the way through to a senior, thought process, different types of things, how he worked with him in the off season, what they did during the summertime and in the season and things like that. It's going to be an awesome clinic. So we'll get some more information to you guys out about that. We're branding our courses on CoachTube. We're no longer going to sell the total air raid system. It was never really intended to be a total air raid system. Like you go buy that system and now you know the air raid and you're smarter than everybody else. No, I always thought it was more of a foundational high school course that where you go get that course and once you learn it, then if you want to go to Tony Franklin or if you want to go to Coach Mummy and air raid certification, you have enough of a background that when you go to those big packages that you're not overwhelmed. And that was my problem when I went to Tony Franklin. I went to Tony Franklin and I had, you know, a season of air raid under my belt, but I was still so overwhelmed that it was just tough. So, you know, that we've rebranded all of our courses. All of our courses now say 92 Meshgroup, and then it's, you know, for our total air raid system, it's now called Foundations of the Air Raid Offense. You know, we want to talk about coaching the air raid at the high school level, what we needed to do as a foundation. And then once you complete our course, you know, and the other thing about it is because we're rebranding and we're shrinking the size of the courses, you know, our courses will never be over $100. You know, I think Foundations is like 109, but there's always a coupon, so you're never paying $100 for it. But all of those courses are designed to give you a foundation so that when you go do your air raid certification with Coach Mummy over at airraidcertified.com or whatever, you're going to go get that stuff and you're going to jump in there and you're going to get that stuff and you're going to say, okay, yeah, this is kind of that stuff. Oh, this is why they do that. Because, you know, I'll never replace a guy like Coach Mummy. I'll never replace, you know, these guys, you know, like Mike Leach, who are just, you know, you can't say, well, I learned air raid from Coach Coltharp, so I know it better than everybody. Listen, I'm going to give you foundational level knowledge on stuff, and then we'll give you some advanced course stuff as we move forward. But we're going to rebrand. And the other reason why we're rebranding to 92 Meshgroup brand in our courses on CoachTube is that we're going to expand to do some other courses on some other stuff. So, you know, I can tell you right now that I'll be doing a course on two-back running game. We'll talk about power, counter, trap, ISO. For some of you young guys, go back to some of the stuff that we did. So we'll pull out some old film and show you some different things like that, just to kind of be able to do some more football stuff over there too. So we're also going to do expand our merchandise and digital offload. And we started our own storefront, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes. So like I said, our YouTube channel is we're going to do 3 to 4 videos a week in the off season. Like I said, we'll do more air raid based stuff, and like I said, stay tuned to the end of the video because I got something for you here in just a second. We're not going to be here much longer, but and I want to continue to strive to be a platform for other guys to present on. You know, so if you want to do a video about something, but you don't want to run your own channel, let me know, man. I'll bring you in. We'll bring those guys in, let you do a video. You can get an idea out there and get some practice on that. And you know, we have a goal just like everybody else. So, you know, we want to get to 10,000 subs by Christmas. Okay. And, you know, that's very, 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 you know, that's a high, lofty goal. But, you know, hey, if you reach for the stars and you fail, you catch the moon. But right now we're at 3,500. So we want to try to double that. Double our growth from this year and try to get to 10,000 by Christmas. So let's see if we can do that. Hey, by the way, have you subscribed? Because if you haven't, you're going to miss out on all this great content we're going to be putting on the channel this year. So you make sure you hit that subscribe button and click that bell because it's going to be really, really important. I don't want you to miss anything. And like I said, with our consulting things, you know, they've been really good. You know, the real-time Q&A, the access to the videos. The videos have expanded. We already talked about that, and we're, like I said, we're going to do like at least once a month during the year. You know, talking about our rebranding again, the 92 Meshgroup brand. You know, the other part of that, this is, you know, like I said, this is not a certification. It's just, hey, look, you got a foundational knowledge of this right now. Now you go get the expert stuff that costs a little bit more money. You know, buy the cheap stuff. Figure out if this is something you're interested in, and then go all in. Because that's what I did. I learned the stuff from Joe, and I said, you know, I really like this philosophy. I like this system. Now let me go learn it from the people who really, really, really know everything about it. So I went to Tony Franklin because at that point that was the only thing you could do. But then at that point, Coach Mummy came out with HowMummyFootball.com. I met him, went in through all his stuff, and realized that I wanted to learn from him because I liked his version better than anybody's because his was the real version. And then I chased him around the country and went to all these different clinics and all this other different stuff. So, you know, hey, once you get your foundation, go get your certification because I'm telling you, it's worth it. Knowing Coach Mummy and the things that he can provide for you and all the nuances and things that he knows that only he knows is well worth that deal. Advanced Concepts is still the 2020 course. It's still living course. None of that changes. So if you've already purchased that before the rebranding, you still have access to Foundations. I gave you a Foundations code. If you haven't got that code, check your email, look in the spam. You got a code to be able to access Foundations. Because what I found, and the reason why we split it back apart, was 2020 was huge. I mean, there was like, 70 lessons in that thing, and it was so hard for you to scroll down and get into all that other stuff. And I said, and the reason why we were having to charge like $275 for it is because you were getting 2 courses. And so I was like, that makes no sense, man. Just give them a coupon for the little course if they want the little course, and then that way now we can only charge $100 for the new stuff, $100 for the old stuff, and keep it moving. So that's what we did that so we could keep our prices low, more in line with my thinking, because I just have a problem looking at you and saying, hey, I'm teaching you a foundational stuff, I'm teaching you high school level stuff, or a little bit higher level stuff, and here I'm gonna charge you $200 or $300 or $400. And I mean, I'm not Coach Mummy, man. I can't charge you $500. And I'm telling you, him giving you that course for $500 is a bargain, big time bargain. He probably could charge 3 times that, because guys were paying $5,000 to go learn from Tony Franklin. But we're going to do smaller courses on variant topics under our brand, do a lot of different stuff. Really excited about some of the stuff that Coach Napier and Coach Dula are going to be doing. And then our merchandise is coming. Like I said, many of you asked for more hats and shirts and things like that. But I'm going to tell you guys, it's so hard to do. I mean, to order that stuff, and you don't want to have boxes of stuff sitting in your house, because then you got money in it and everything else like that. So we've partnered with Teespring to open up our own storefront, and you can go right here to the Squadron 53 clothing and goods storefront. You can get all of our stuff. We got all of our brand stuff. We got our Bomb brand. We got our 53 brand. We've got our Air Raid Nation shirts and hoodies, and then we also got our 92 Meshgroup stuff. Really cool stuff on there. So look out, and always look out, man. We'll always have some sales, man. You guys know I'm always going to put a sale or something out there. And look, here we're going to go ahead and wrap up the video, man. Really excited about it. Thank you guys so much for being a part of 92 Meshgroup. And so in doing with that, the first thing I want to do is there's a link in the description of the video for the free virtual checklist. We're going to be doing some talks the next couple of weeks about how you can work with your quarterbacks under this circumstance where we can't really get to them. So we've set up a Google Classroom for our quarterbacks at Fairmont, and Shane is doing that with his quarterbacks and stuff, and a lot of guys are doing that. So there's a checklist of stuff that I think that needs to be in there, and I'm gonna give it away to you free. So just click in the description, click on that link, shoot your email in there, and you can get that. 5 free courses on CoachTube. Any course you want. The first 5 guys that go in there, buy your course, put Thank You 92 in there, and it'll be free. So if you want to get the 2020, if you want to get the foundations, if you want to get one of the other ones that you don't want, but any of our courses under my name on CoachTube, go in there right now. The first 5 of you guys to put Thank You 92 in there, you can get any course you want for free, man. Just because I want to say thank you guys so much for helping us grow. I'm so excited about where we're going with 92 Meshgroup, man. You guys keep letting me know in the comments down below the things that you want to be doing, things that you want to hear about. I'm listening. I read Twitter emails. I get DMs all the time. Really excited about what we're doing with the channel, man. This has become a passion for me, and I'm trying to grow it as much as we can to reach as many coaches as we can. And I just can't thank you from the bottom of my heart. Like I said, man, if you haven't subscribed, help us get that 10,000 this year, man. Hit that subscribe button, blink that bell. We're gonna come alive about 3 or 4 times a week. We'll shoot you some emails every now and then about some stuff, but have some free stuff, free giveaways, and other advice in there. And just as always, man, stay safe and spin it to win.